My name is Hassan Ajaye. I am the Agent of the Light, and I am the Vishwaranuma, or Universal Guide of the Living Light Society, which is the spiritual ministry here to help awaken the spark of living light within you. For those of you who would like to learn more about the Living Light Society, what it is that we offer, and how we can help to empower your spiritual journey, please email livinglight to agentofthelight19@gmail.com. Again, that's livinglight to agentofthelight19@gmail.com. So we're going to get you some monthly guidance for October, and of course, I do my readings with the Lyran Oracle of Cosmic Knowledge, which is designed to give you direct cosmic and quantum knowledge to empower your spiritual journey. And I am a trained Oracle of Lyra. So we already had a card that wanted to pop out. Synchronicity. Synchronicity. For those of you experiencing synchronicities, some of you are actually, you have built enough light into your energy, into your living matrix, as we refer to it in the Living Light Society, which is your multidimensional anatomy. You are creating these. You're creating synchronicities for yourself. Now, aren't you? We have 35. 3 and 5 is 8, which is a very powerful number representing abundance. Okay? 8 is also connected to the angelic pathway on the angelic tree of life, which is Chet, which deals with reach, drive, reaching for more, drive, transcendental meditations to reach higher states of consciousness. Okay, so we have that wanted to pop out for you. So first, okay, we have color spectrums. Card number 21. The elaboration on color spectrums is self-expression, movement, and letting out your emotions. Okay? So, October is going to be a month in which integration with the self, deeper integration with the self, is being called for. More empowered steps that you take towards creating a greater relationship with yourself. I find that to be something that is a very prevalent theme at this time, is that we are taking the time to engage with the relationship that we have with ourselves and get deeper to the root of certain things that we experience concerning trauma, concerning trial, concerning triumph. The places where we have also succeeded, and what that made us feel, and what were those things that we were doing that contributed to our success at that given time. How did that make you feel, and what is it that you ultimately ended up doing as a result of that, due to that success? How did you capitalize off of that as well? So you're being called to do more of that in regards to creating a greater connection with yourself. How do you sit with your emotions? How is your emotional state? How is your personal relationship with yourself? Do you have a lot of trapped emotions within you? Do you take the time to allow your emotional energy to flow within you? Or is it just something that you deal with on the fly? In other words, something that happens, you may feel an emotion, and then you let it influence you how it will, and then you keep it moving. But do you really sit with your... This has been an area of challenge for me in past experiences, allowing my emotions to be, right? It's something that you are being called to do in this month. It's something that, again, we're entering into Libra season, right? So this is an energy of self-expression, of allowing the emotional energy to flow within you throughout the entirety of your physicality. All right, the emotions also play a very important role in and on the psyche. So how are you utilizing the energy of your emotions in the sense that you are allowing it to be? that you are creating a space and a sense of balance within yourself concerning your emotions, concerning the way that you naturally express yourself. So I can see that with this being your first message, you're being called to deepen the relationship that you have with yourself. Even if you already have a good relationship with yourself, that is wonderful. It doesn't mean that you cannot deepen that relationship. The earth plane is a school. And so we are always learning, right? We are always learning. You may also be called to move your body more. That could be through taking walks. That could be through hatha yoga and the practice of asanas. That could even be through pranayama, meditation, right? Breathing meditations, right? That could be through going to the gym, martial arts, dance, right? You're also being called to, balancing the scales. You're being called to be still and also move, so that there is a symmetry within your energetics. And that is going to lead you to the new time. You're in a new time. Card number 10. The elaboration on this card is positive self-talk, advancement, opportunity, and leadership. So you're being asked to deepen the relationship that you have with yourself so that you can be prepared, because you are being prepared to advance in your life, to advance the current circumstances of your life. There are improvements in the quality of your life that you will have the opportunity to unlock within this new time that you are in. Okay? Keep positive self-talk, letting out your emotions. Keep the dialogue healthy with yourself. Keep the dialogue healthy with yourself, family. There are a lot of different things that are happening on the planet today that are contributing to unhealthy experiences, unfortunately, unhealthy experiences, unhealthy, disharmonic relationships, not only with the self, but with family, with spouses, things of that nature. There are many things that are vying for your attention now, but these two cards coming out as part of your October guidance is saying to me that this is the time in which you need to be more tapped in to you. So do not allow what is there to distract you, what is purposely put in front of you to distract you, to keep you living vicariously through other people, right? Specifically on social media. Deepen the relationship that you have with yourself. Allow yourself to experience your own energy. And I know some people may say, well, I experience my energy all the time, Hassan. I'm me. But yes, you're you, but are you being you? Yes, I'm going to repeat that. Yes, you are you, but are you being you? Who you truly are? How much of you has been influenced by everything external from you? Well, this is calling you to receive more intrinsic, internal influence. Because that is what is going to lead you into the rest of your life, not being externally influenced. There's nothing wrong with external influence. But we should be, the balance, if you ask me, should be 90-10 in terms of how intrinsically influenced you are, meaning by yourself, by your spiritual agency, which is something you learn about in the Living Light Society, who and what your spiritual agency is. If you want to learn more about the Living Light Society, email livinglight to agentofthelight19@gmail.com. Tapped into the messages that they are giving you, that your higher self is giving you, that you are more cognizant and qualitatively clarified in your dream state, right? There's even movement in your dream state. Are you paying attention to your dreams? So this is very important. There is also not only advancement, but there may be an opportunity that is on its way to you. They say be ready so you don't have to get ready, right? Well, in being tapped into you, in creating and continuing to recreate and recommit to and harness a greater relationship with yourself, isn't that the greatest form of being ready for any opportunity that could come your way? By being connected to yourself? Isn't it? The greater plan. I love pulling this card for me. I love when this card comes out from whenever I give myself a reading. I love it. Because the energy of it is speaking to finality, solidity, establishment, achievement. Okay? The elaboration on this card is acceptance, letting go, and divine perfection. So, 7 is also a very powerful number as well. 7 represents the cipher. Ciphers, numerologically speaking, represent completion in the sense of what it is that makes us complete from the perspective of universality, from the perspective of being the microcosm of the macrocosm. That makes us numerologically, geometrically speaking, complete. Okay? In regards to the constitution of your being, there are 7 articles in the Constitution for the United States. There are 7 principles, 7 universal principles of Hermeticism. The universal Hermetic principles, right? 7 is a very powerful number. So we have acceptance, self-acceptance, self-expression here, yes? Do you accept yourself? Do you accept who you are? Are you creating movement within your being to accept the new time that you are in, so that you can let go of any and everything that is not you? Are you releasing? Are you allowing? Is part of your self-expression being to release that which is not you? To allow it to fade away. When you give yourself the opportunity to release the things that are not you, the behaviors that are not you, the emotional states that are not you, the thought activity, the scalar activity that is not yours, that is inorganic to your constitution, back to the number 7. When you let these things go, you allow for more freedom of movement within your being, and that advances you, spiritually speaking, because you are giving yourself the opportunity to be free from the things that you learned along the way, from the external programming. Again, intrinsic influence, right? Being influenced by the energies that consist of who it is that you are, as opposed to being extrinsically influenced, which is societal engineering and programming and social media and things of that nature. Are you being intrinsically influenced by way of the way in which you express yourself? Because what your new time is speaking to is a journey that is of perfection. Confirmation. I just heard a noise in my home. Perfection. That is what this new time is for you. Perfection. Let me ask you all this. my Patreon audience, my TikTok audience, should we shun striving to be perfect? Because of course we all hear the phrase, well, nobody's perfect, right? Is it wrong to strive for perfection though? Is that something that should be shunned? Is that something that should be looked down upon if someone is seeking to be the greatest version of themselves? Is that wrong? And why is it that people would make the assumption that you striving for perfection is like a grandiose, abstract, unrealistic type of quality? As if it's a delusion of grandeur to strive for perfection. Why do people do that? Why do people tell us that nobody's perfect? Is it because they might have insecurities, inequities, voids that are based in fallacy, illusion within themselves that they have yet to deal with? Is it because they don't want to strive to be perfect? Well, if you ask me, there's nothing wrong with striving to be perfect, because that is a lifelong journey. To be perfect does not mean that you're going to wake up like that one day. It doesn't happen like that. It doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. Perfection does not work like that. Perfection is a lifelong journey. 144 on the time as I say that, and it literally just changed on my phone here to 145 as I said that. So confirmation, or in other words, synchronicity. Are you experiencing more synchronicities in this month of September? Well, you are bound to experience more. And guess what? The elaboration on this card, which popped out before I even pulled out your 3 cards for October, was, or is, miracles, let loose, and recognition. So in you, you know what this is saying to me? In you being yourself, this is all about you being more of yourself. That's what these 3 cards are. In you being more of yourself, guess what's happening? People are recognizing it. People are recognizing that your energy is different. Would you agree? People are recognizing that your energy is different. And that's a good thing, because that means that you are tapping more into the energetic base, your power base, that primarily consists and greatly consists of being you. Isn't that the greatest power that you have? To be you? Well, people are recognizing it. People are, without this sounding sexual at all, wanting a piece of it, right? Just wanting to be around you. Have you had more people coming up to you and just starting conversations, or friends calling you saying, I need to talk to somebody? Or people just telling you their whole life story, just randomly? That is because of the work that you're doing on yourself. That is because you have entered into, everybody see this? See the field behind that beautiful, handsome lion? You may be a handsome lion yourself. You might be a Leo, right? See that field? That's the field you exist in. And it has come by way of you being yourself. Deepening the quality of self-expression that you are experiencing. Self-expression has nothing to do with anybody else. It has to do with you. It has to do with you. Self-expression has nothing to do with anybody else. It has to do with you. But that self-expression is leading to recognition in your environment. People around you, friends, family, work acquaintances, spouses, even children, etc. It is by way of you advancing within your self-expression, and therefore within every area of your life. Because take a note of this, the greatest project that you will ever work on in your life is you. I'm going to repeat that, also because my voice just cracked. The greatest project that you will ever work on in your life is you. The greatest work that you will ever do in this life is the work that you do on yourself to strive for that perfection, to strive to become more at peace with accepting who it is that you are, that your existence in and of itself is special enough to be considered a miracle. What are you doing to call miracles into your life? That is, as well. How are you calling miracles into your life? This new time that you're in may also be leading you to abundance, fields of abundance and advancement and opportunities that deal with you being rewarded, recognition, that deal with you being rewarded for just being you, self-expression. Again, just by being you, be receiving recognition and rewards and advancement along your path. Your reading for October is based in this. Be yourself. Be more of yourself. Be more of yourself. That is what you are being encouraged to do for the month of October. The scales in your life are balancing out. Everything that consists of your life that may deal with some area of activity in which you may not be as happy in that area of your life, as fulfilled in that area of your life, as prosperous in that area of your life. It will balance out. That is a fact. But the way in which it will balance out is by way of you being more of yourself. Connecting more, connecting deeper, connecting greater to yourself. That is the way that synchronicities will be created for you to experience. That is the way that advancement, opportunity, and leadership will present. Opportunities to lead others will present themselves. That is the way that you will feel lighter in your journey along your path. That is the way that you will accept more of who it is that you are and what it is that you are designated and designed, to do along your path that is in accordance with the dictates of your soul, which will lead to your perfection, is by being you. But not in the sense of, well, let me see what it is that I like. Or let me see who it is that I like, or where it is that I like to go, or how it is that I like to make money, or what it is that I like to do to paint the town red. No. It is by way of being you for real. However you may have just received that frequency from me, in me saying that to you, whatever that made you feel, and however that may have sparked your thought activity in regards to what thoughts arose in your mind by way of what emotions came up, emotions precede thought, which makes you feel something. When you hear the phrase, be you for real, whatever that made you feel, whatever that made you think, that is where you need to go. in order to do that. That is what you need to wherever that area of activity of your life that you need to work on in regards to that, that's what you need to accept. It's where you need to go in order to do the work, in order to create movement within yourself of the energy, specifically emotionally. Confirmation, I just heard another noise in my home, right? It's going to lead you to advancement, opportunity, and the precipice of who it is that you are. Again, perfection is something worthy of striving for, and perfection is something as well that is attainable. I'm going to repeat that. Perfection is something that is attainable. It means becoming the greatest version of yourself that you were destined to be by way of how much light you have embodied within this lifetime. That is possible if you choose it, but how do you choose it? And here's where we'll close out. If you choose you. Not consisting of anything externally. Choosing you has nothing to do with things. I'm going to repeat that. Choosing you, self-expression, movement, letting out emotions. That is the elaboration on this card. Choosing you has nothing to do with things that you may have, that you may want, that somebody else has that you may want. It has nothing to do with that. Choosing you means accepting who it is that you are. Plain and simple. Bottom of the deck. Wow, life is precious. Card number 23. Follow your bliss, risk and reward, cosmic upgrade. So we have divine perfection, and this is all about you being you, okay? Because look what was on the bottom of your bottom of the deck. Presence, or excuse me, wonder, card number 43. Presence, gift of life, well-being is the elaboration on this card. This is all about you, man. Life is precious, however, is your bottom of the deck, card number 23. On the angelic tree of life, that is pathway number 23, which is Mem, which deals with the element of water. So you may be a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Okay? Or you may have prominent placements within Pisces, Cancer, and or Scorpio in your stellar nativity, as we refer to it in the Living Light Society, which is your natal chart. Okay? For more information on the Living Light Society, email livinglight to agentofthelight19@gmail.com. Now, that is your guidance for October. Thank you so much for joining me for this, your October monthly guidance. We'll definitely see you for November. My name is Hassan Ajayi, and I am the Agent of the Light. And we'll see you soon. Blessings.